Keep you warm. The one shows astronomer Mark Thompson went down a storm with his first film for us, a basic guide to identifying which stars are which.
You know, the plough and whatnot. From that beginner stuff, he's gone straight through to the most advanced subject of all.
Armageddon.
People are always trying to predict when the end of the world will be. Interpreters of Nostradamus thought the date was 1999. The Argentinian goalie Carlos Roa was sure it was 2000. And the ancient Mayan calendar suggests the apocalypse is coming in 2012. It seems everyone's got a theory. Have you ever thought about the end of the world?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you have? Yeah. Right, well, how do you think it's going to end?
It'll explode in one big bang.
We're all going to drown by a huge tidal wave.
When do you think the end of the world is going to be?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
I reckon about 1 trillion years.
So is that going to happen just before the Olympics or just after?
It's probably maybe during.
Well, there's a lot of speculation going on, but evidence of our fate is plainly visible in the night sky. I'm taking some one-show viewers who want to learn more about astronomy to an ancient site. We're here under a fantastic clear sky in Stonehenge, thought by many people to be an ancient observatory where early astronomers used to observe the night sky, much like we are today, just using our naked eye without any telescopes at all. Now, the constellations would have looked much the same to those early astronomers, but the big difference is that we know so much more about the universe, much more than they'd ever have dreamt. So what we're going to try and look for is the constellation called Taurus, and Taurus is actually Latin for the word bull. We've got this amazing little green laser pointer, which, with a bit of luck, you can all see that. Now, I'm pointing at a star called Alnath, which is the first star I want you to sort of look at, and that's the tip of a horn. And then if we follow that all the way down here, you can just make out, just above those stones, a V on its side. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, that is the head of the Taurus, the bull. That bright red star is Aldebaran, and that's the eye of the bull.
Actually, is it just me? They all look the same colour.
They all kind of do look similar sort of colour, don't they?
On a telescope, that would look more pronounced with the colour.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's representing the eye of Taurus. And then all the way down here, that's Zeta Tauri, and that's the other tip of the horn. You can kind of just about see that. A little bit of imagination. Now, the reason I'm showing you Taurus is because of Aldebaran, which is this bright red star. It's actually a red supergiant star. But it's really, really bright because it's actually a star that's dying. Red supergiants signal to astronomers that a solar system's life is over. They are suns like ours, which have burnt all their hydrogen gas fuel and are now swelling into a gargantuan size, destroying everything in their path. And that's exactly what's going to happen to our sun. Now, when the sun does go into its red giant phase, much like Aldebaran, the eye of the bull up there, as it swells up in size, it's going to swallow up Mercury, Venus. It will also swallow up Mars, and you can just see Mars in the sky just there. Can you see that red-looking planet? Yeah. So the Earth will get swollen up as well.
Should I go home and start packing?
But that's going to be in 5 billion years' time, so it's nothing too desperate to worry about. Stonehenge has been there for 5,000 years, isn't it? Yeah? So 5 billion years, that's actually a huge period of time. What's it been like being here at Stonehenge?
Quite privileged,
Really
definitely, being here.
It is, isn't it?
Quite privileged.
Quite magical.
Yeah, when you think people were probably standing here in these very spots. It kind of puts goosebumps on your necks, doesn't it?
And
Yeah.
most probably looking at the same stars.
And looking at the same stars, which haven't really changed.
If the human race is still around when the world ends, it may be possible to move somewhere else, such as the recently discovered planets orbiting Gliese 581. Some could be habitable, with water and pleasant temperatures. Trouble is, with current technology, it would take us 700,000 years to get there. After stargazing for thousands of years, astronomers have realised that our world isn't as unique as we once thought it was. And I find that reassuring because when our world does eventually end, it's good to think that this mysterious thing we call life won't necessarily end with it. And hopefully, it'll continue somewhere else out there.
Our astronomer Mark is who's brought the night sky with him. He's that clever. It follows him everywhere. Wherever he goes, even in broad daylight, he has stars over his...
Sign of a cloud either.
Listen, you've got me into this. I'd like to buy a telescope, but you've rather spoiled it by telling me I don't need a telescope first. I'll just briefly take us...
The worst thing you can do is buy a telescope first.
Yeah.
Cracking bit of kit to buy is one of these small devices called a planisphere, and it's a map of the night sky. And what you do is you just set the date and the time around the outside, and it shows you which stars are visible, shows you where the planets are, so you can find you.
So you hold it up like that. And...
You hold it over your head, set it all up properly, look over the head, and that shows you what stars are visible.
Oh, that's
Easy as pie. And they're only a few quid from bookshops.
And bicycle light?
Bicycle light, well, if you're cycling to your observing spot, of course. Red lights are very important for astronomy. When you go outside at night, your eyes become dark adapted, and red light doesn't affect dark adaptation, whereas white light does. So red lights are very, very important, so you don't fall down holes. Red bicycle lights are OK, but they're a little bit bright. Alternatively, you can buy for sort of 10, 15 quid a genuine astronomer's red torch, and they're just a little bit fainter, but they're ideal. So red torch and a planisphere,
that's the basic
well
pick
started.
to get started. Brilliant, Mark. Thank you very much. That's brilliant. We've got a stargazing guide on our website as well, bbc.co.uk/The One Show.
You know what it is this week, don't you? Oh, yes, it's Spider Week. That's me screaming, by the way, not some girl.
It is, actually.
I hate them.
Tonight on the veranda, Kristofnikov with a story about a spider back from the brink of extinction.
And when it comes to charming the ladies, even the super smooth Nigel here could learn a thing or two from it.